All right. I'm Greg Hanover, Director of Public Works for the town of Groton. This is a Water Pollution Control Authority virtual meeting for the May 12th, 2020 meeting, 6:30 p.m. And we have 3 members of the Water Pollution Control Authority in attendance, so we have a quorum. And I will turn it over to John. Thanks.
Well, I actually haven't been appointed yet, so I guess what we should do is
Move to appoint.
We need a motion for a temporary chair.
All right, that's done. Right.
That's 2 in favor.
Right.
Okay, so John is the temporary chair
We're efficient.
for this
All
meeting.
right. Well, this reminds me, I'm the chair in this of the SEC TV board, and when I was made chair, I said I would be glad to do it. I'll run the meetings, but do nothing whatsoever else, and that's worked out. Anyway, okay, so the first thing, well, roll call, we know who's here. Carrie, you're taking notes. You're taking.
I am, yes,
right,
correct.
okay. So citizen petitions, does Attorney Casey want to speak, or?
Let me see.
Is it too soon?
John, do you want to, are you here to speak or are you just here to listen?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. For the record, my name is John Casey. I'm an attorney with Robinson and Cole, and we represent Electric Boat Corporation. I don't have anything prepared. I understand from your town attorney that you're going to be considering the amendment to the sewer easement, as well as a license agreement that would allow EB to make some modifications to an outfall pipe that passes through an easement on Electric Boat's southern boundary line and goes out into the Thames River. So we've been working on it for a while. I'm happy to answer any questions. And maybe I'll just leave it at that if you or your staff have any questions for me, but I know I think I've been working on it since December, so I think a lot of effort went into it. So with that, I'll leave it.
Okay. There are no other citizens, correct, that are out there?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so the next item is the approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
You?
You,
All right,
sir.
all in favor?
Aye.
I mean, you guys are going to have to move in second because I don't think I can do that as a
We
chair.
did. We both spoke up.
Okay, so all in
One
favor?
moved, one
Aye.
seconded.
I got it, thanks.
Okay, so all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, so communications and bills, anything?
No.
Okay, on to reports, consultant reports.
No consultant reports at this time.
Okay, the changes to sewer use list.
No changes.
Yeah, I didn't see anything yet. Okay, attorney's report.
No attorney report.
Okay. All right. Public Work Director's report.
Sure, I got a couple things. We had discussed the Goss Cove Pump Station rehabilitation project that, we put that in the CIP, which got approved by the council and the RTM. But about 3 weeks ago or so, I was contacted by the community liaison officer at the subbase who told me that, or asked me if I had any projects that would benefit the subbase that are off base, that are infrastructure related, that are like almost construction ready. He said, because it's a federal grant out there. And I said, holy smokes, yes, we do. We have this pump station. So I sent them all the information and I talked to him and Bob Ross, who's he works in the governor's office. He's like the military liaison officer. And they both agreed that this Goss Cove pump station was a perfect fit for the kind of projects they're looking for. So there's a good chance we have a Zoom meeting on Friday actually with all the parties that Goss Cove pump station would be eligible if it gets approved under this grant for 70% grant from the federal government, which is, it's a pretty hefty chunk of money.
Wow.
The project is,
Yes.
it's like a $1.4 million project. So that would be almost like $1 million that the federal government would give us for that project, which is kind of nice.
Wow.
I mean, there's certainly no guarantees we're going to get it, but they sounded pretty hopeful that we would.
Well, in today's
when would-
current, oh, sorry. I was just going to ask, in today's climate, is that money still available?
They say it is, yes.
Okay.
Will you know on Friday when
No,
you have the Zoom meeting?
No, it's we have to go through an application process, and I'll find out the dates when we'll actually, find out when we'll get approved or know if we get this grant. But I don't think it's going to come before we set the user rates or anything. So I think we should still proceed, assuming we're not going to get it, and if we do, we'll just have a really hefty fund balance because we won't use that.
Great.
Okay, is there anything else?
No, we have a new employee down at the wastewater plant, a maintainer started. What's his name? Carrie
Michael Tangway.
Tangway, yes. I can't pronounce that last name. And I think that's about it. Everything else down there seems to be going pretty well. We're all dealing with COVID issues, and the guys are constantly cleaning wipes out of the sewer pump stations. We're trying to get patient out there.
Oh,
Yeah, all those disposable Lysol wipes. Everybody flushes them down the toilet, and they clog up our pump.
oh.
So we try to do some public education, get stuff out on Facebook. But
Yeah, see if you can get them to just swallow them. That'll take care of the COVID thing.
exactly.
Did I put that in the minutes?
Yeah, right.
So I guess I have a question from our last meeting. I don't know if this is the appropriate time to bring it up. It was in the minutes we just approved. Obviously, this whole COVID thing started, just days after that meeting.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anything to report on your discussions with the businesses, or whether that didn't happen at all over on
On the Leonard Drive, the cheese. No, we did have a phone conversation. They're supposed to set up a meeting. That never happened. So we're drafting a letter. I mean, I did get from Harry Clark, our chief operator, quite a nice memo with all the data and the costs and everything that they could be subject to. So we'll be sending that out. I wanted to get that out in the last week or two, but we've just been dealing with so many other issues right now.
I bet.
And then,
understandable.
and then going through the budget process, previously. So it's been hectic. So yeah, we are still, it's still out there, that issue, and we'll bring it up to the front burner.
Well, I bring it up in part because I assume that operation's been closed during this. I don't know.
No,
I don't know if they're open or not, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I
but
think they are open. I'll tell you
Mystic
why.
Cheese is still producing.
Right,
Oh, are they?
Mystic Cheese is,
okay.
yeah, you can get takeout at Mystic Cheese, and you can get takeout at Beard.
Okay. Well, so then I was just going to say maybe as part of sort of reopening plans, this is something that needs to get sort of worked through with them, but it sounds like it's not that situation.
Right. All right. So I will have more to report at the next meeting.
I was not at that meeting. Are those business owners aware of?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. The trouble is the business owners are not the property owner. The property owner is the one that pays the bills. So we're kind of dealing with him now.
oh, good luck.
And we'll have to bring everybody to the table eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, that it seemed like they were willfully blind to the probability that they were going to have a problem there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the Public Work Director's report. Is there a different report for the Water Pollution Control Facility report?
I do have, Harry did give me March and April. I don't know, Carrie, did you send this?
Yeah, they should have been sent
Yeah,
today.
we got them.
Okay. I think, everything was within the permit limits. Our nitrogen is averaging around 147 pounds a day, which is below our target of 153. So I think, everything is looking good at the plant right now.
We should be, if I could just speak for a minute, Harry just mentioned it the other day. We should actually soon be getting a check from them because our numbers were so good last year. So that's what he's anticipating.
Great.
Okay. Well, unfinished business, I think we've actually covered that. Would that fair to say? The
Yeah.
beer brewery
Any other
issue?
questions on that? Yeah.
Okay, so the new business, the first thing is to set the public hearing date. Do you have any thoughts on that as to when you want to have it?
Well, I've seen it in the past. It's been both. You've had special meetings at the end of May, and then you've waited till your June meeting. I think we can wait till the June meeting if you want. The way that with this whole pandemic is we just have to post the proposed rates for 10 days on the town's website prior to the public hearing. So, if we could get that decided tonight, we could post it tomorrow, and then, whatever, from the 23rd on, we could pick a date, or you could just
Right.
June 9th.
Well, I was looking at the numbers, and I thought, before I saw that you were recommending it, I thought the $1.50. I mean, I hate to even raise it at all, given what's going on, but we can't just blow away the the fund balance, which was what we would do if we didn't have a rent increase at all. So I thought the $1.50 was probably reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because last year you had no rate increases.
I think we were actually going for $1.50 until the 11th hour, right,
Right.
John? Yeah.
Right.
Carrie, yeah.
So, I guess I'm wondering, there's the town has the special COVID provisions about people and their property taxes. I can't remember what Groton ended up choosing as the option they were offering. But I guess I'm just wondering, in terms of the sewer taxes, do we have any idea what the impact might be or whatever? Are people able to delay payment or whatever the terms are that the town's offering?
Yeah, there's a 3-month deferment I think they voted on.
Yeah, I think that was one of the two options, the 3 months or a low percentage loan or something.
They actually picked both options.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that work? People apply and,
No, you don't even have to apply. Anybody can
Oh.
just wait and pay 3 months. But I don't think it applies if the taxes are part of your mortgage. I think the mortgage company still has to pay it if you have an escrow account.
interesting, yeah.
Well, that makes sense if you're paying your mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. I have an escrow account for my mortgage, but the sewer taxes are not part of that.
Right.
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 That was weird.
That is a
but-
good question. I don't know if the sewer use is part of that deferment.
I guess we just need to find out just to, know what the situation is.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that in reality, whether there's an official one or not, if people don't pay their sewer taxes because they don't have the money, it would not really be a very smart move on the part of the town to do much about it until all this is over. You certainly don't want to go around foreclosing on people at this point. So we'll just have to wait and see, I think.
Right. And obviously that's only for homes as opposed to businesses.
Right.
I don't know what the arrangements for businesses might be.
Well, even some of the businesses, some of those guys, people are in the restaurants, especially in the, the little So it's terrible.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I guess the next thing we have, so what do we want to do? Do you want to have a motion to say that that the proposed rate will be $1.50 more a month?
Correct.
Is
yeah.
that what we want to do? And
On the
then
floor
we'll
for that.
just have an actual vote at our next regular meeting?
Well, yeah, put a vote out there that that's what you want to propose as proposed, and then we'll, subject to the public hearing, I guess.
And do we know now that that will be this same format, a virtual format?
Oh, yeah, absolutely will be.
Okay. Okay.
So do we want to go for the June 9th date? I don't know. I guess the only thing to me is whether we would need additional time, to talk about anything else.
We normally get through the meeting where we said the rate increase. It doesn't usually take much longer than the regular meeting.
Right.
Okay. I'm new, so.
Well,
Right. Yeah.
but with that in mind, should we offer people, should we proceed if whatever 10 days from now or 12 days from now is? Greg, what's best for the town? Because I think we're all available to meet in 12 days.
Yeah, if you want to do that and have a special meeting just for that one specific purpose, that's, it's completely up to you guys. I know
I'm available.
2 weeks from today on the 26th, I have a council meeting, so I couldn't be there.
So should we just go for
Personally,
the night?
Yeah, let's just do that to regular
Okay.
meeting.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
break from the regular meeting and hold a special hearing and then go back to the regular meeting.
Okay.
All right, so I guess what I need is a motion I guess there's two parts to it. One is to propose a $1.50 increase. Well, actually in line with the increase that's on the proposal that we've got here. There's the commercial increase, right?
Correct.
And that's different. So I guess I can make a motion, can I? Well, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just state it and then either Laura or.
Okay, all right. I think the motion
Your
should
turn.
be that we should increase the residential rate by $1.50 per month for over the current rate, and the commercial rate should be 0.0550 per cubic feet of water. An increase of that amount. Provided that no industrial or commercial user shall pay less than $34.50 per month. I further propose that the hearing on the proposed rate increase take place at our regular meeting on June 9th.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the next item is the EB outfall easement and agreement. And
Need to
I
turn
actually
John.
spent some time reading
sorry.
this thing.
Oh,
Go ahead, Laura.
no, I just didn't know if John Casey needed to be looped in yet or how that works.
I can bring him in. He's still here. John, you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
So, I mean, I didn't do this kind of law, but I did look through it, and it looks like a fair agreement to me. The only thing I don't, from a technical standpoint, is whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing from a sort of like an ecological perspective. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts? You probably have more expertise in this than I do. Well, you have to have more expertise than I do.
I don't know. I did human health risk assessment at EPA as opposed to ecological. I mean, I looked through the documents that all looked reasonable to me. And, last time I had looked through the report from the consulting company where they'd done all the modeling various, sort of different scenarios of flow and so forth. And, it all seemed pretty reasonable. Again, it's not my direct expertise, but from, it seemed pretty reasonable. So, I assume whoever from the town has looked at the documents that we've been provided,
Yeah,
and
myself and Harry Clark have reviewed it. Our town attorney has gone through it. We did have quite a bit of language we added in here. Some language that, when this project is all done, if for some reason there is an issue, then EB has to go back and correct it all.
Yeah, I noticed that.
We meet our permit requirements.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised, given the fact that we've got this agreement in front of us, that we didn't have any attorney's report. It would have been nice if they had sort of written something to, sort of put it in plain language, what exactly it is that's going on here, or but I mean, I think I understand most of it, but like I said, it wasn't the kind of law that I did.
Mhm.
And that would have been helpful to have some sort of feedback from them, but it's too late for that. Anyway, I don't know, John, do you want to say anything?
So again, for the record, this is John Casey of Robinson and Cole. Just, we had this drafted. I actually used a colleague of mine in our construction group to come up with a framework for the license agreement. Because even though the pipe is on EB property, it's obviously the town's pipe and the town's easement, which is a property interest. So, the plan all along was that the work would be done by EB, and which is what was captured in the agreement, the license agreement itself. As Mr. Hanover said, when we got the comments back, yes, the town added a lot to protect itself. I will. That's my personal opinion. So even though Eric Callahan isn't here on the phone, but you can, if you want to take my word for it, he did a good job protecting the town with the terms of this agreement. So, and then the easement is really, amendment is just a very simple thing, just to shorten. The easement that you used to have went out hundreds of feet into the water to accommodate the existing pipe location, and it's just going to have to be shortened. And just so background, I think you all understand this. The background is that where the pipe goes now is at the south end of what's called the submersion basin for the new Columbia class submarine. And that's why the pipe needs to be relocated, or truncated, I should say. So, and my understanding, working with Fuss and O'Neill and their environmental experts, is they've done a lot of work to confirm that this is actually something that will work in terms of shortening the pipe and still keep the town, compliant with all the Clean Water Act regulations. And obviously there needs to be a modification to the permit from DEEP, and that's something that EB will take on.
So, do we need should I make a motion to approve the, it's the easement and the license, or whatever it's called?
Yeah, I believe that's what we need to do, and to have Dave sign it.
Yeah, you need to approve the agreement and the easement, and then approve having Dave act on your behalf to sign it. Because I actually have the signed agreements in my office from EB, so I guess they're looking for these fairly quickly. So I'll have to somehow get a hold of Dave and have these things signed, if you approve them.
We just, in terms of, sorry to interrupt, but we just wanted to make sure you had them for the meeting. And I won't even tell you how long it took with everything going on to get someone at EB to sign these.
Great.
Well, it might take us a while to get Dave to sign them.
Yeah, no kidding.
You might be able to just scoot right over from the house with a mask.
Well, okay,
Okay.
so do we have a motion?
Yeah, so I'll move to approve the 2 documents and that, we delegate to Dave to sign them. And perhaps somebody could go over to his house with the documents.
Oh, it's a thought. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the last thing is the Water
Thank you
Street
all.
sewer easement release.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna sign
See you,
off.
John.
Too.
Okay.
Sure.
Bye, John. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Actually, can I ask a question? I assume getting Dave to sign isn't going to be a big issue, but if,
Dave is now on as a participant. Hold on. I
Oh.
see him here.
I'm still here.
Oh, John's still here?
Hi, John.
I don't think John need Dave here.
Do you see
No.
Dave's name?
Yeah.
yes, I
I see
see
his name,
David
but-
Williams.
And he's muted.
Turn his mic on, he needs to turn his
There we
video
go.
on.
There we go.
Dave, are you
Dave?
there?
Dave?
He's unmuted, so.
Right.
Dave, you have to authorize your mic and you have to authorize your camera.
Okay.
Okay, well, maybe he can hear us.
All right, well, we took the vote, right? So Dave, if you can hear us, we've agreed to the EB outfall easement and agreement, and somebody will be contacting you to sign the documents that need to be signed in order to finalize the agreement. And
Yes,
since I'm the, Dave?
Yeah.
Dave!
I'm here.
Yay! You did it!
sorry about that.
That's great.
Yeah. Yes, I'm there. I can't see my own picture, but
Oh,
I can
well.
see all you. So
Well, you have to tell you may have an icon for a video. You just have to click it and it will turn your video if you have a camera on your computer. If you don't, then
I have no idea whether I do or not.
okay.
It may be that I don't. This is a desktop computer and it's rather old.
Well, probably doesn't have a camera then.
Yeah, so
Usually
it's
not.
most important we have audio and
Right.
we just won't see
Yeah.
him.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, actually, if he has audio, he probably has a camera because usually, if you'd have to have a mic. But anyway, Dave, I've been the temporary chair. Do you want me to continue on? We only have one item of business left.
Continue. That's fine.
Okay.
While we have Dave, do we want to mention to him that there's some paperwork that needs his signature?
Yes.
You know that. Okay.
I will contact Carrie and see how we get that
Okay.
done.
Yeah, because that's got to be notarized and everything else, so. we'll
And
just-
this is just for the outfall to the river,
Right.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Although there's another one we're about to discuss, which needs it too,
Yeah.
right?
I gather there's no particular controversy about these, is there?
No, it's not the EB one. We haven't discussed the next one.
Hmm.
Yeah. So why don't we get to that? And where is this? Where is this?
This is 3 Water Street is downtown Mystic. The building there's, I guess, a couple properties, a couple buildings, but there's a real estate office there. I can't remember which one. Right next to where Densmore Oil is, if you're facing, which is next to the bookstore.
Oh.
Near Sift,
Yeah,
around the
the
corner near
two-
Sift.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
sort of on the other
Hmm.
side of Sif's driveway.
Mhm.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Isn't that where they're blowing the top off and making it 12 stories high and
Yeah, they're tearing down those two buildings, and then they're putting up, I think, a 3 or 4 story building.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
It's gonna have a parking garage underneath, retail on the first floor, and then 2 or
Jesus.
3 floors of residential.
Wow.
So we have an existing easement that runs through that property. There's actually no sewer lines in it. It was an easement we probably got back in the 70s that somebody thought we might need at some point. But we don't need it anymore. Every property around there is sewered. And this easement, I mean, I could pull up the plan and probably show it on the screen if you want to give me a minute, but it would, this easement just goes right through the middle of their building footprint. So they just want to get a release on it.
We gotta squeeze them for some money. Well, anyway. All right, so it's clear we don't need this for anything.
No,
Okay.
no, there's no existing pipe in it and there's no plans or no need for it because every property around this area is all sewered.
All right, so do I have a motion to authorize Dave Williams to sign the easement release for 3 Water Street?
You.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
I.
Aye.
Aye. I believe that's 4. I heard Dave, so I think all of us.
Mhm.
Okay, so actually that's it. That's the end of the meeting. Unless anybody else has anything else to say, I guess I can entertain a motion to adjourn.
Well, I might remark that this has been about 4 years since we have actually had 5 members on the board. So
It's very exciting.
way to go, new guys.
That's right.
Thank you.
Well, one of them is not a new member. One of them's John Casey's not a new member, Dave. He's just here as the attorney for EB.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, then we got
4.
4. I'm sorry. You're not a member either. Okay. Yeah. Well,
I'm
we're closer than we were. If anybody knows anybody, they can twist their arm to say, listen to people talk about bad stuff for the good of the town. Why?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll try to get Conrad to find somebody. I don't know whether we have an opening or not. If we do, we'll see if we can fill it.
You can have 5 members.
Yeah.
Right, but I think they have
Five.
to be
It's been a
split
long
between the
time.
parties, and
Oh,
we.
okay.
Oh, do they?
Really?
I think so. I think the Republicans get a certain number, the Democrats get a certain number. I think that's how it works.
I wasn't asked when I was interviewed. Absolutely not.
Because we knew, Laura.
Oh, I get it.
I think
You
that's
knew I
one of
was a
those things.
libertarian?
People tend to change parties these days anyhow.
Yeah,
Right.
especially now. Right. Well,
All right,
Hugh, we're
well,
very
anyway.
happy to have you. Thank you.
I'm glad to join. So did Dave hear that we were going to do the rate on the June 9th meeting?
Oh,
Right. Yeah. Should let you know, Dave. What we agreed to, we voted to approve the proposed raise to $1.50 of $1.50 and the commercial raise as well, and to hold the rate setting meeting with our regular meeting on June 9th. And also another item that you should be aware of is that it's possible, but we don't know for sure, that we may get a grant from the federal government that'll cover 70% of the cost of the work being done in Goss Cove, which if we got that would be a significant amount of money, but we will not know that until after the rate setting process has been completed. So we sort of have to assume that we're not going to get it.
I see. Okay. Well, I guess that's we've got reserves to cover it in any case, right?
Yep.
Well, right. Well, we'll be tapping into our reserves if we do the $1.50, but if we get this after having voted to increase, we'll actually have a significantly, well, at least we'll have a decent reserve next year because it's
Yeah.
quite a lot of money. I think it was something like $700,000 or something.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah, 700,000.
I just think it's really bad timing, but what
Yeah,
do
what can
you
you
do?
do?
You know, there's a lot of strange things going on these days. So yeah, could be worse. Okay.
John, you have a question?
He's muted at the
Muted, I
moment.
can unmute him.
So you can unmute him.
Hi,
John.
thanks again. So for the record, John Casey. And this is just coincidental because I actually represent Mark Densmore, who's right next to the Caldwell Banker property at number 1 Water Street. And I was just wondering if the sewer, if you're going to release the sewer easement that goes, because it cuts through the back corner of his property as well as running a kind of an L-shaped across the 3 Water Street.
It's just the relief from 3 Water Street. His sewer goes, it's on his property and then goes back behind those doors there. So this release doesn't impact him.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Okay. Just curious because it shows it.
Are they knocking down both buildings? The little like
Yeah.
hairdresser salon and the other? Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they are. Yep.
When is this all beginning?
I'm not quite sure. I don't know
see.
where they are in the planning and zoning process,
I see.
but I understand that they're emptying out the Caldwell Banker building.
I see. Thanks for the input.
Hmm.
And
Well,
just in terms of signing the documents for electric boat, we sent multiple originals of the license so that each party can end up with an original at the end. So, but we only need 1 original of the easement.
so that means you're going to have to sign more than one time, Dave.
Oh, wow. One of the things when I was in the Air Force, I had to sign leave orders and they didn't know about Xerox. So I had to sign 20 copies of a leave order when anybody in the whole squadron took a leave. So yeah, I can do that.
Should have bought a stamp. Okay, so I guess, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So
So
moved.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
I
Okay,
thank you.
So we'll see you in June.
All right.
all right.
Everybody.
You
Thanks,
do, yeah.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Stay safe.
You too.
Yeah. Yep.
Thanks.
Have a-
How do you quit a Zoom meeting? Oh, I got